Good evening, I'm Eugene Chan and welcome to Straight Talk. This evening, we begin a two-part series of recent DSE graduates sharing their experiences and insights into Hong Kong's education system. In this episode, we will focus on the challenges faced by non-Chinese speaking students and recent immigrants from the mainland in navigating the different culture, system, and emphasis in education. Let's welcome our guest. On the left is Pratik Hura, and on the right is Jing Huang. Welcome, Jenny, and welcome, Pratik. Maybe just to get us warmed up, I know it's the first time on television. Maybe Pratik can start introducing yourself.
I'm Pratik Hura from Newman Catholic College. I just finished my DSE results, and I'm really relieved that I managed to get satisfactory results.
Wow, relieved. You should be happy to get very good results. And Jenny?
Thank you, Dr. Chen. I'm Huang Jing Jenny, and I'm from the ELCHK Yuen Long Lutheran Secondary School. And I prepared to the best of my ability in DSE, but the result is far more better than my expectation. So I'm really happy with it.
Right. So Pratik, maybe you can start telling us you were satisfactory with the results. So how good are they, or how satisfied are you?
Well, it's good enough for me to get into university, so that's great. But there is still room for improvement, so...
Right.
But overall, pretty happy. My parents are happy, of course.
Right. Has it gone better than you expected?
No, it's around what I expected.
Right, so very predictable.
Yes.
Yeah. And Jenny, how do you go?
The results fulfills the requirements of my dream university program, and I know that there's still room for me to keep improving, but the results far more better than I expected.
Right, so which subject do you find most difficult, Pratik?
Probably Chinese.
Right, I'm sure.
Yeah. And next up would probably be physics, which, very struggle.
Right, and yourself?
I think chemistry, because I'm not really can revise this kind of equations or elements, so I find it very difficult.
Right. See, for most students, I mean, DSE is the ultimate test because this is what decides your next step of your pathway, whether you go to university or what course you'll be doing. So if I'm going to ask you, what will be the biggest challenge that you find, say for Pratik, in preparing the last few years towards the exam?
Well, for the last few years, it was probably my Chinese, of course, right? And it was only after, thanks to my teachers and my parents, my teachers, especially my Chinese teacher, every day after school, she would just help me improve my Chinese, and eventually I was able to get a pass in the GCSE.
And what was your biggest challenge, Jenny?
I think is to keep a positive attitude towards adversity, because DSE is a very competitive exam for me. So I will be very pressurized. So the biggest challenge for me will be keeping positive mindset towards DSE.
How do you do that?
So I always cheer myself by going to drawing lessons because I like drawing. So,
so that help you to relieve your pressure.
Yes, definitely.
Are you nervous today to come on television? Definitely. Yourself, Pratik?
I'm very nervous, yeah.
Just relax, because our viewers are very kind. They want to know more about the pathway you've been through, and they want to learn more about you. Let's talk about your schooling. Pratik, I believe you're from a non-Chinese speaking background.
Yes.
And you mentioned a couple of times already, Chinese has been difficulty.
Yes.
How did you manage to learn Chinese? Maybe I can come from a more empirical way.
Well, this problems really started in primary school, right? And as the courses got harder, and I couldn't really learn Chinese at home that well because I just spoke English mainly. So I could only learn it through school, but that was a huge struggle. And there was not many resources put into me in primary school. But when I reached Newman Catholic College, and the teachers there were very supporting and very willing to help me after school, to stay extra hours just to help me improve my Chinese.
I must say both your principal and vice principal are here today with you.
Yes.
That shows the support they have for you. How long did it take you to get being confident with Chinese?
Well, I'm still not exactly confident, but maybe when I was in Form 4, by that time I was pretty confident I could pass the GCSE.
Can you elaborate more about the language barrier or the cultural difference that you find as a non-Chinese speaking student in our system?
Well, obviously, Hong Kong is very accepting, like culturally. Maybe when I was in the playground, I wouldn't have any trouble finding friends, and at school, I can make friends really easily. And that's great about Hong Kong. I love that I'm able to make friends with anyone and talk about anything, even if I'm from a different cultural background.
And Jenny, and maybe you can share with us your path. You believe, you're originally from mainland. You've been here since your age 11, I think you told me. So how do you find the transition from the mainland system to the Hong Kong system?
So I think it's like quite smooth because the teachers or my family always give me support. So for example, my secondary school always give me comprehensive support from both like academics and also extracurricular activities. So which cultivates my like my academic result and also my leadership skill and also allow me to explore my own future.
Do you get on with your fellow students when you first come to Hong Kong?
Yes. So they're very friendly. So they meet me and also they help me to manage my homework and also tell me the formats that I should do. Mm-hmm. So that's okay, I think.
Right. So Jenny, if I'm going to ask you, what would be the main differences between the mainland system and the Hong Kong system? Maybe you can share with the viewers.
I think the mainland system will be more exam-oriented than Hong Kong system. So it would be more like competitive than Hong Kong.
Really?
Yes, definitely. So because the amount of population will be very large and the university seats will be very limited. So the competition will be even more fierce than in Hong Kong. And students, they would like to get a university seat or even a top-tier university will be very tired and pressurized under that kind of competitive environment.
Mm-hmm. So in Hong Kong, we have 5 universities in the top 100. So Hong Kong would be a very attractive place for mainland students.
Yes, definitely.
Right. Pratik, I'm going to ask you for a general question. What is your view of the education system in Hong Kong?
Well, I think I'm very blessed to be able to be part of it, because looking at my future education pathway, it's very broad. I could go to anywhere abroad. I have many options. Even if my DSE results weren't quite satisfactory, I had many paths to take, and I think that's amazing.
Mm-hmm. One common comment that we get from the viewers is that Hong Kong education system is very, I won't use the word pressurized, I will use the word heavy emphasis on rote learning and exam-oriented teaching method. So do you think this affects the overall student performance because you all have to cater for the exams, Pratik?
I would generally agree with that. 2 major points from primary school to secondary school and also the transition from secondary to university, these 2 points are, there's really a ton of pressure, right? Your parents want you to do well, of course. They want you to get into a good secondary school because they're thinking about, and then even more so in the DSE, which really decides like your future career.
Mm-hmm. And Jenny, he has talked about that part. And how about the actual real-life application? I mean, we always try to learn things that you can apply in daily life. Do you find the Hong Kong education system has enough for that?
So I think it has, but it may be not enough because the syllabus or the curriculum is like fixed. So students may not really think outside of the textbooks and apply the knowledge into daily lives. However, I think in Hong Kong's educational system, so the textbook is already like it's close to the factual life. So students can actually apply the knowledge to the reality. But however, it may not be really enough.
Right, Jenny, is there anything that you would suggest our officials from the Education Bureau to do ways to help the many students to better settle in Hong Kong system? Is there anything that you can suggest in terms of supporting?
I think is that you have to like trust in your ability. Mm-hmm. So I received support from my school and my family, so I know that I have the ability to do so, and I have a trust in myself, and I can be more brave, or I can be more eager to embrace the unknown future. So that's why I can adapt to Hong Kong's education system that quickly. So my suggestion will be that you have to trust in yourself.
Trust in yourself.
Yeah.
Pratik, anything that you think our officials can help better for non-Chinese speaking students to be better suited?
Actually, I agree greatly with her point, and it's something that I struggle a lot to accomplish as well, is to have sort of confidence in myself and my own ability to improve. Because besides Chinese, my other subjects weren't really doing too well as well when I first entered secondary school. In fact, I think on my maths test, I got a 20 marks, right?
Out of
100.
Right, okay.
Right. And in the DSE, I've managed to get, good results in maths, which is...
How good was it?
I got 5-star in
wow,
maths, yeah.
Okay. You should be very pleased.
Yeah, and that's really thanks to my maths teacher. He would be really harsh on me, but it was sort of in a tough love kind of way. And he would make me, if I did something wrong, if I didn't give in my homework, he would always be angry at me, and yeah.
Right, let's take a short break now, and viewers, we will be right back. Welcome back. We have been exploring the question, can the Hong Kong education system produce top talents? And we are doing that with recent graduates of the Hong Kong DSE examination. We have Pratik Wura and Jenny Huang with us this evening, who have been sharing with us their results from the DSE and the challenges they have faced. So in the first part, you have told us physics was the tough one that you find, right? And what was the subject that you found difficult again?
Chemistry.
Chemistry, right. Will you be doing chemistry in your future?
No.
No.
Yes, because I find the equation and the elements and the definition very difficult to memorize, and I cannot really understand. So that's why I think I'm not suitable to study chemistry.
So Pratik?
I'm not going to be studying physics at all. I never want to touch it again.
Really?
Yeah.
And what would be your plan? What would be your life plan?
Well, the subject I'm going to be studying is computer science. And the great thing about computer science is that there's many different career options I have and many different fields I can take. Mm-hmm. And it's getting increasingly important, especially now with AI.
How do you plan to achieve your goals of being in the actual computer business?
Well, I think it's important, studying, of course, right? And studying maybe not just what they teach in university, but other things as well that are going to be useful for jobs and stuff.
Have any preferred university that you like to go to?
I would love to go to the University of Hong Kong.
Right.
Right.
Do you think your grades will be good enough for that?
I think so.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right, and Jenny, what will be your ambition?
I would like to be an urban planner. So in my school, I'm lucky to have my principal as my mentor in the individualized university, individualized career counseling program, University Dream Flyers program. So he acts as my guide and give me valuable advice to direct me to my dream of being an urban planner. So I used to live in mainland and now in Hong Kong. So I see the difference between two cities and know that culture and history and policies will be the determining factors to construct a city. So I would like to pursue professional knowledge in this field and contribute myself in making Hong Kong a more livable city in terms of sustainable development and smart city.
Will you make Hong Kong home?
Yes, definitely.
Right. So both of you, I've noticed, I'm sure the viewers would have picked up by now, both of you are very grateful to your teachers and to your parents. Actually, your father is outside waiting for us as well. So what will you say to your father right now?
Well, I would say that I love him, right? And I thank you for all the years he's taking care of me, and he's very worried about me. He's always keeping contact with my teachers, worried about my results. And I hope that he's happy and relieved that I got good results to enter university.
Right, yourself?
So I would talk to my teachers. I would tell them I'm very thankful to all the contribution they made to me.
Right.
So they always give me comprehensive support and encouragement so that I can explore my possibilities in
Right.
Secondary school. And also they place trust in me. So they appoint me to be the head prefect in the school so I can learn some essential soft skills from this kind of student leader roles, and I can also overcome my stage fright by giving speech in public. Right. So that's why I'm really thankful to them.
All right. How will you repay their kindness to you? Tell them in public. What will you say to them today?
I would say thank you, because I think the words cannot really express my gratitude. So I would like to thank them for giving support to me and giving encouragement and give me chances to try everything that I want to try. So they give me this kind of chances so I can explore my ability and embrace a new future.
I'm sure you'll continue to go back to the school and help your junior students, won't you?
Yes.
That's something very important. So you are now on the Straight Talk program that we always ask direct question. Now it becomes the hard part. And I appreciate your honest answer. Some people say to me that the social ladder in Hong Kong is broken. That means it's very difficult for one who's actually from the lower social class to move up even to the middle or even the higher class. That means the rich will still remain rich and the poor will be very hard to break the barrier. Do you think that is a correct statement? Jenny?
I partially agree with that. I think because Hong Kong people's income is very divided. Mm-hmm. So rich people, they get high income and they get richer, and poor people, they can only sustain their lives, so they cannot really have more money to get in a next social class. But however, poor people can achieve high level of income by studying. So they can pay effort to get some, for example, university seat, so they can have a higher income later on. So it's really possible for them to change their social class.
Right, so you're confident about your own future?
Yes, definitely.
Right, Pratik, what do you think? You think Hong Kong is a very difficult place to move on?
Not really. I think, personally, I had a great experience self-studying. Right, especially now with the computer technology, right, the internet, you can basically learn anything you want, and I think that really bridges the social gap. And as well as for funding, I myself had applied for the book grant, so the government would pay for my books and supplies. And even now, going to university, I can apply for a grant from my school, and that's incredible, and I'm really grateful for that.
Let's move on to something more forward-looking. The Hong Kong education system is often also criticized, apart from the rote learning and also exam-orientated, is the lack of emphasis on creativity and critical thinking. Pratik, do you agree?
Somewhat, but I think that now they're trying to change and trying to improve, because recently I know that they have changed the syllabus for the form lower than me, and I think they're trying to improve and go into a better direction.
Mm-hmm. Jenny, there's also, I think I asked you earlier in the show, that there's a lack of emphasis on the practical skills and vocational education. Do you think that, say, by learning, going through all these years leading to DSE, if, say, for those people who may not have the opportunity to continue to studies, do you think they're equipped to survive in our community?
I think they can survive in the community. However, they may not. They may not be able to pursue their dream. So, the kind of soft skills will be very essential and very crucial for our society. So, leadership or some kind of career planning will be very crucial in secondary school. However, Hong Kong's education system may not require students to do this kind of thing. Only require students to get a high mark in exams and memorize all the things in textbooks. So it may be a link or emphasis on this kind of soft skills. So students may feel difficult when they enter workplace because they did not equip themselves with this kind of soft skills.
Right. Pratik, when you are going to do computer science, and I'm going to ask you a very direct question. How can our system better incorporate technology and digital literacy skills to prepare the student for the modern world? Are we doing enough?
No, but going with what I said before, like with the recent changes, I'm already seeing that in the curriculum there's more stuff with programming related. I saw that now the younger students are learning Python and all the more useful programming languages, and I think that's a step in a good direction.
Mm-hmm. So, Jenny, we are coming to the near the end part of the show. What would we want to say to fellow students who will be doing DSE next year?
So I think is that you have to keep good mindset to yourself and trust in yourself, because DSE is an exam that you have to perform good in the exam. However, if you cannot have the courage to face it, you do not trust in yourself, you are not confident to do so. So you may not be able to perform that good in the exam setting. So you may feel nervous, but you have to cope with the nervous. So that's why I think you have to trust yourself.
Trust yourself.
Yes.
And just now, our producer and I, we all felt that you're very relaxed, and coming over Hong Kong for just less than 10 years, your English is fantastic.
Thank you.
How do you achieve that?
So by practice. Practice makes perfect always.
How do you practice?
I do listening. So I'm listening to the recordings or news or some kind of radio. So and I try to jot notes about it. Mm-hmm. And then I would try to repeat what they say to practice my accent. So that's why I can speak English fluently now. Not really fluent, but it's okay. Right. That's why I think students can practice more by writing or listening to native speakers.
Right, and Pratik, being a non-Chinese speaking originally, how would you advise our students to do well in this section?
Well, I think making friends, right? Making friends with local students, getting an opportunity to speak Chinese more. Trying to speak Chinese whenever you can, and to never give up. To sort of, that's a bit cliche to say, but you have to believe that no matter how difficult Chinese may be, that you should, give it your all and don't give up.
Right. Have you ever asked them to watch more of TVB? That may be a good idea.
That may be a great idea.
All right, I'm afraid that's all the time we have for now. And thank you, Pratik and Jenny, for sharing your experiences with us. The both of you are a great example of how Hong Kong education system can produce top talents. Have a good evening and see you next week.